Over 80% of the world's energy needs are provided by coal, oil, and gas. Although technologies to extract fossil fuels may have changed over the decades, the core products themselves have never been challenged until now.
Energy is the biggest thing, the biggest problem that we face as a society. Energy is a challenge, and it's a challenge of sustainability. We need, as a civilization, as a planet, sustainable energy, and that does not exist today. You know, we get caught up a lot in the politics of climate change, but the fact of the matter is, you know, every year we're emitting something like over 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which has a lot of effects. We can see in the laboratory that carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas and traps heat. We can see in the laboratory that when you put carbon dioxide into seawater, it acidifies it. It creates what's called carbonic acid, and that carbonic acid can dissolve the shells of calcium carbonate-based organisms, which is much of the life in the ocean, most of the ocean's ecosystem. So take one of these problems, not to mention the fact that, you know, over 1 million people are dying a year in China from air pollution problems that are mainly caused from the production of energy. These particulates go into the lungs and into the bloodstream and can cause health effects. So it's one of these things where, like, you know, take one of these problems created by the use of fossil fuels, not to mention the fact that the world's economy is driven by a finite resource that, I don't know if you guys have been following the stock market this start of the year, but it's been on a roller coaster. And it's been on a roller coaster because this resource that drives civilization, oil, petrochemicals, hydrocarbons that we extract from the ground, has also been on a roller coaster, and the bottom's dropped out of it, and that has impacted the world economy. That shows you how important energy is.
We're in a clean energy revolution. Where I live in Berkeley, California, it seems like every day I see a new roof with new solar panels going up, electric car in the driveway. Germany sometimes gets half its power from solar, and India is now committed to building 10 times more solar than we have in California by the year 2022.
Businesses, as they look at sustainable development, it also requires enormous amount of funding, sums that we cannot even fathom, in the trillions. And that requires the type of funding called sustainable finance that doesn't only take into account financial returns, but also perhaps the unseen drivers in the bottom line today, including environmental, social, and governance aspects.
California was the first state in this country to mandate 25% reduction of greenhouse gases by 2020. And the result of that is we're going to generate 83,000 new jobs, $4 billion a year in annual income, and reduce the CO2 emissions by 174 million tons a year. Alan Kay is famous for saying the best way to predict the future is to invent it. And of course, at Kleiner, we kind of apologize and say the second best way is to finance it. And that's why we're investing $200 million in a wide range of really disruptive new technologies for innovation in green technologies. And we're encouraging others to do it as well. We're talking a lot about this.
We consider that in this region, there is still energy poverty for about 430 million people that don't have access to energy. So that is why our priority for energy sector are in three areas. The first one, of course, the access to energy. I think the energy for all will be one of the high in our agenda. Second one is energy efficiency, and the third one, of course, the renewable energy.